Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I just wanted to compare the benefits of the MCO Visa card that I have here and benefits of a bunch of mainstream credit cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve that I have here. By the way, both are metal cards, which I love. And I just wanted to see if the benefits of the MCO Visa card stacks up with a bunch of mainstream credit cards out there. And just a quick spoiler alert, I do use a combination between the MCO Visa card and a bunch of mainstream cards. So I don't just use the MCO Visa card for all of my spending, even though this card gets 3% cash back. I do use a combination. So if you guys want to see that strategy, definitely stay till the end of the video. And I will show you guys my specific strategy on how I use my credit card / MCO Visa card to maximize my cash back. So before we get started, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Okay, so I took some notes here for you guys. So the MCO Visa card has 5 different tiers of debit cards, 5 different tiers. Starting off with the MCO Blue card doesn't require any MCOs to be staked. So that one requires 0 MCO stake and you get 1% cash back on everything. Now, would I personally recommend this card? And my honest opinion, I would say no, because there are other cards out there in the mainstream market that provide much better returns. For example, you have the Citi Double Cashback. That one provides a 2% cash back on your spending on everything. You have the Chase Freedom Unlimited. You have 1.5% cash back on everything. So in my opinion, the 1% cash back on everything on the MCO Visa card, definitely not worth the hassle for that 0 MCO stake card. Now, there is one group of market that this card would benefit, and that would be college students. So for example, a bunch of college students, they typically don't have a very good credit score. So even if they try to apply for something like a Chase Freedom Unlimited, Chase Freedom, or Citi Double Cashback, they might not have the credit score to apply for those cards. So for those of you guys that don't have the credit score and you guys want to get 1% cash back, then I would definitely recommend the 0 MCO stake Blue card MCO Visa card to you guys. So this one, there's no credit check on this one because it's a debit card. So at least you get the 1% benefit of a cash back, and you also get this card without having to stake any MCO. So for those of you guys that don't have credit, I definitely recommend this MCO 0 stake card. But for those of you guys that do have credit, there are definitely other cards that are much better than this one. So take it as that. The next tier of MCO Visa card is the 50 MCO stake Ruby card. So that one, you get 2% cash back on everything, and you get a Spotify rebate. So basically every month MCO pays you Spotify for free up to $12.99. So currently right now the price of MCO is about $5 per coin. So at $5 per coin, 50 MCO stake is roughly around $250 of MCO required. So basically you guys have to put out about $250 in cash, stake that for about 6 months, and you get all the benefits of this 2% cash back. Now, I just wanted to explain one difference between a system like this versus a system like a credit card where you have to pay annual fees. So for example, guys, so this card right here, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, I pay annual fees of $550. Now, for me, the effective annual fee might be $250 if you take into account all the travel credits that I get for this. But still, it's $250 or $550, however you look at it, of money that I will never get back. So basically every year I pay the credit card company that money and I will never ever get that back. This is an expense, guys. I'll never get that back. So whereas this MCO Visa card, not this one but the red card, I don't have the red card, so this is the higher tier, but the red card, you basically put out $250, but after 6 months you're free to get that. It's basically like putting your money in a bank in the form of a CD, where you put it for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, however long you want to put it in, and you get sort of an interest on top of that. So basically for me, I see an MCO stake as more of an asset, whereas mainstream credit cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve, those are more expensive. That's money that I'll never get back. Which kind of crowd is this people good in? If you have disposable income where you're not living neck to neck, paycheck to paycheck, I would definitely recommend this to you guys, because I know that there are cards out there like the Citi Double Cashback that makes 2% returns. Citi Freedom Unlimited gets 1.5% returns, but I think this 2% cashback that MCO Visa card has, plus the Spotify rebate, I think more than offsets a bunch of these other mainstream cards. And on top of that, it's a $250 investment into MCO, which I am very bullish in the company. I can see them in the long term going up in value. So for those of you guys that have disposable income that are not living paycheck to paycheck, I would definitely recommend this to you guys. Now, for you guys that are living paycheck to paycheck, meaning, you know, if you were to be laid off from your job tomorrow or next week, and that $250 might be valuable to you, maybe if you stake something for $250 for 6 months and you were to be laid off, let's say tomorrow or next week, and you would struggle, then I would definitely not recommend this to you guys. So for those of you guys living to paycheck, there are other cards out there with no annual fees and still give you 2% cash back. Alright guys, so let's move on to the next tier of MCO Visa card, which this tier, guys, I consider the sweet spot. In this tier, you stake 500 MCOs, you get either the green card, which I have here, very beautiful green card, look at that guys, a metal green card, which I love so much. It basically is comparable to my Chase Sapphire Reserve, which is also metal. So that one, you can either get this green card or you can get a purple card. Both require 500 MCOs stake. So right now at the current price of about $5 per coin, 500 MCO stake is roughly $2,500 of capital investment, which I consider as an asset for me because I am very bullish long term on this company. So the benefits of this card is, put that, basically 3% cash back on everything. So this card gets 3% cash back on any spend that you make. So it doesn't matter if it's dining, if it's like utilities, whatever spend you make with your debit card, you get 3% cash back. So that's what I love about this card, 3% cash back on everything. And on top of that, you get Spotify and Netflix rebate. So every month that you pay your Spotify and Netflix dues, you get rebate back in the form of MCO. And my favorite benefit of all for this card is you get airport lounge access, which for any of you guys that have the Chase Sapphire Reserve like me, it's very similar to the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Priority Pass Lounge. I've looked at the similarities between Priority Pass and Lounge Key access, and it's very similar. Now, Priority Pass might be a slightly bigger network, but in general, Lounge Key is almost the same as Priority Pass, which may be a smaller network, but almost the same. But anyway, on top of that, this card, the $2,500 of investment that you make in MCO, you get 6% cash back with that. Not cash back, but more of 6% yield on that. So basically, if you stake that for a long time, you get 6% every year, APR. So basically, every year you get $150 worth of MCO in your account every single year. So for me, that's it's similar to like a dividend asset, guys. So basically, I invested $2,500 and I get $150 every single year in the form of, I consider that dividends, basically. You know, whereas, let's talk about this Chase Sapphire Reserve. So this Chase Sapphire Reserve has an annual fee of $550, and I think this card is pretty comparable to this Jade Green card because they both have lounge access and very high returns on cash back, so it's very comparable. So obviously the $300 travel credit, though, that's pretty much liquid for me because I travel a lot. Traveling is my hobby, so that's pretty liquid to me. But for me, the DoorDash credit, that's a waste of time because DoorDash is expensive. So I consider that a waste of credit. So I don't even count that. So for me, the effective annual fee for this is $250. So effective annual fee for the Chase Sapphire Reserve, $250 per year of expense. That's $250 a year that I'll never get back year after year. Whereas this card pays me $150 per year worth of income. So basically, you have one card where I'm spending $250 a year that I'll never get back, and then you have another card that's paying me $150 a year worth of income. So definitely, side by side, I can see both of these cards working together. Obviously, the MCO Visa card by itself is not a good card by itself, but together, I think they work pretty well. So let me tell you guys my strategy actually with this two-card system. So for things like utilities, so basically your cell phone bill, let's say your car maintenance costs, basically any expenses that I would normally get 1% cash back on this card, I would put on the MCO Visa card. So any expenses that the Chase Sapphire Reserve would get 1% cash back, I put on this card. I mean, obviously, I get 3% cash back here on everything. But when it comes to dining, traveling, hotels, airplanes, all those expenses I put in the Chase Sapphire Reserve because I get 3% cash back. And I value Chase Sapphire Reserve points as 1.5x more than the points. So basically, for me, a 3% return on dining and traveling, for me, I see it as 4.5% cash back. So for me, Chase Sapphire Reserve for traveling and dining, and MCO Visa card for everything else. So that is my strategy, guys. Alright guys, so the next two tiers of cards in the system is definitely out of reach for most of my subscribers here on YouTube. But I'm going to talk about them anyway because they have very cool benefits. So the fourth and fifth tier, let's start with tier number 4, which is the 5,000 MCO stake card, which is, it comes in the form of an icy white card, very beautiful, or you can choose the rose gold card, also very beautiful, which I think has diminishing returns, but I'm going to talk about them anyway. So this one is built for a certain type of individual, but let's talk about the benefits first. So this one, obviously 5,000 MCO stake at $5 per coin. That requires a $25,000 of capital that you have to put in the system. What does that get you? So that gets you 4% cash back on everything. That gets you free Spotify, Netflix, same with my card. That gets you free Amazon Prime. That gets you 10% discount on Expedia. And one thing I forgot to add here, guys, also the lounge access. So you get lounge access plus 1 guest. So that's the big difference. Plus 1 guest. So my card, I get lounge access, but I don't get guests that come with it. So, but this card gets lounge access plus 1 guest. So that's the beauty of that card. So that card returns 8% return on MCO. So basically, a $25,000 investment would yield you $2,000 per year annually, year after year of MCO return on your investment. So pretty good yield there, 8% return. And obviously, this card gives you a 2% earn bonus on Crypto Earn. So for any of you guys that don't know that, Crypto Earn, for example, pays me 12% as a 500 MCO stakeholder, 12% of my US dollars. So basically, whenever I deposit, let's say $100 in Crypto Earn, that's equivalent to about 12 bucks in return that Crypto.com pays me. But for someone that has this card, they get 2% more. So they can get up to 14% on stable coins. So for example, let's say a $10,000 investment. That $10,000 investment for me would be $200 less than someone that has 5,000 MCO stakes. So for example, $10,000 in stable coins, whoever has 5,000 MCO stake would get $200 more in returns per year, every year. And then also that person has crypto private, basically state-of-the-art customer service and more of a priority like when it comes to customer service. And we're not sure yet what the full benefits of crypto private would be, but hopefully at the end of the year, we'll get more clarification on what crypto private exactly is. And obviously, I don't recommend anyone that doesn't have a lot of net worth to shoot for this card. Obviously for me, I don't have $25,000 that I can just throw in this card. I'm not going to sell all of my Bitcoin and throw it at this one MCO Visa card so I can get 4% cash back on everything, So I think, for me, I think this is built for someone that has $250,000 of net worth or more. So I think if your net worth is if your net worth is less than $250K, then I would not recommend this to you guys. It's definitely way too much capital to put in. Just for this benefits here. I mean, it's amazing benefits. So don't get me wrong, guys. It's amazing benefits, but it's built for someone that has massive net worth. So anyway, so that's the benefit for that. Now let's move on to the final card, which virtually is impossible to get. Virtually anyone watching this and my channel, even for you guys that have a lot of money, even for you guys that have like multiple six figures of net worth, this card is virtually impossible to get because for one, this card has limited supply, so only a very, very small amount of people in the world population would ever get this card. So this is the MCO Black card, which requires 50,000 MCO to be staked. And at $5 per coin, 50,000 MCOs is equivalent to $250,000 of MCO that you have to stake in order to get this card. So virtually impossible to get. So this card gets 5% return on everything. Free Netflix, Spotify, and Prime, 10% off from Expedia, and also 10% off Airbnb. And also one thing I forgot to add, same thing for this card, you get lounge access plus 1 guest. So pretty much the same thing as the icy white and rose gold card. And you get also 8% return on MCO. So basically 8% return on your $250,000 investment. That's wrong, guys. I'm not sure why I put 2K there, because 8% per year of a $250,000 investment, that would be $20,000. So that's actually $20,000 worth of MCO per year that's going to come to your wallet for investing in this $250,000 worth of MCO. So that's $20K per year coming to your wallet. That's a lot of money. And also this card, so I put an asterisk the benefits that this card has that the icy white and the rose gold doesn't have. So this card, you get 10% off Airbnb. I already mentioned that. You get a private jet partnership. All right, so one big benefit for this card is for Crypto Earn, you actually get $1 million in extra allocation. So for those of you guys that don't know, Crypto Earn, for most of us, our cap is 1 million. I mean, that's a really big cap, guys. For most of us, we're most likely not going to hit the cap anytime soon. Maybe the next crypto bull market, maybe. But right now, we're not going to hit the cap. But for those of you guys that are millionaires, you know, this is definitely a really cool benefit because you get $2 million of allocation that you can put in for Crypto Earn. So basically, $1 million, right? $1 million, let's say, even if you put it at a stable coin and you make 14% on that stable coin, that's $140,000 per year that you can put in an allocation in Crypto Earn, you know, versus someone that doesn't have this capabilities. So basically, in about 2 years, you would recoup that investment that you had of $250,000. In about 2 years, you would actually less than that. Less than 2 years, you would completely break even. And having this 250K MCO stake card would definitely be worth it for you guys. So definitely reserved for the super, super high net worth individual. But again, you know, to wrap this up, I think personally for me, the 500 MCO stake card is more than enough for most of the average mainstream population in the first world countries. You know, for me, I mean, even the 50 MCO card is good enough. But if you guys can shoot for the 500 MCO stake card, I highly, highly recommend that card because that's the card that I have now. I definitely approve of that. I like it. It fits my spending analysis. It works out well with my Chase Alpha Reserve. So those two combined, the Chase Alpha Reserve, which is a mainstream card, and the MCO J Greed card, those two combined, definitely a good combination. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching my video. Hope you liked it, and give me a thumbs up below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time.